and talk about that real quick, because I've been saying the same thing since Jeff's alt came out. Now, some people were pissed off at how ridiculous it was that he would be able to grab Iron Man out the sky, but I don't really think even that was that ridiculous. I still think the way it was in season 0 was fair. The way it is in season 1 is also fair, but I like the season 1 version better because Jeff has nothing else but his ult. But going from speaking about Jeff the Adorable Land Shark, I want to speak to you for a second about your water drinking. What you should do right now is go grab some water, unbuckle the lid on that water, put your arms out in front of yourself, put them at a 45 to 90 degree angle, put the water to your lips and drink. Anyway, Halo finally looks set to make the jump to PlayStation. The reason why I wanted to bring this up was because I saw a lot of articles talking about this recently, because this could be the end of Xbox. I'm not gonna lie. Now, some of you who are in my audience who may be a bit on the younger side or who may be a bit new to paying attention to like the business of games and gaming, y'all may not be familiar with the idea, or y'all may not recognize the idea that the way that consoles used to be sold in previous generations is with who had better exclusive games. Because one thing that Xbox had on their side, and I'll say the Xbox One generation, the Xbox 360 generation, and not the Xbox OG generation. There were some good Xbox OG exclusives, but that was more just a relic of the time, more so than like overall how good was the games. But the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One generation had some amazing exclusives, had some pretty strong exclusives, and even the Xbox OG had some amazing exclusives. But as time went on in the Xbox One generation, Xbox stopped caring about having exclusives. They just thought they were going to be able to coast by off the success of the Xbox 360. They thought they were going to have that same hubris that PlayStation had with the PS3 generation. That didn't work out for them. The Xbox One, I don't want to say it failed, but it was definitely the second weakest of that gaming generation. Because I was about to say weakest, but the Wii U. Out of the big three, it was the second weakest. The PlayStation 4 blew them out the water. So you know why the PlayStation usually is good at blowing the competition out the water, besides this generation, because the Switch is clearly winning? Exclusives. There's a lot of Japanese development studios that, like, especially like people who are into like JRPGs, ARPGs, MMO RPGs, MOBAs, all that type of stuff, that make PlayStation versions of the game only, or they'll make a PC version and then a PlayStation version, and they won't make an Xbox version because Xbox isn't really popular in the East like how it is in the West. So PlayStation has always been strong, always had stronger exclusives for that simple fact that, like I said, a lot of stuff is locked to that platform that will never leave that platform, and it will never be playable in any other way than physically playing on that platform or downloading it off the digital store until emulators for those respective consoles come out and they work. And even when emulators for those respective consoles do come out and work, it still is a very long way off from until they come out and start working on everything. For example, when did the N64 came out? I know that's like the late 90s. N64 release date. Yeah, 96. So the N64 came out 96. On this phone right now, in under an hour, if it's your first time, in under an hour, you could download an emulator to this, connect a controller, and start playing classic N64 games, no problemo. You can go all the way up confidently to the PlayStation 2. Load games on here and play them with no problem. No problem at all whatsoever. And how many years has it been since the PlayStation 2 came out? Exactly 25. It's been about, well, 24, give or take. 24 to 25, because 2000. So it's been about 24 to 25 years for us to get to the point to where you could download and play games on any device essentially, and it be able to work with those respective emulators. We're a very long ways off from that type of understanding of being able to emulate a PlayStation 3. And then a PlayStation previous generations, once you got the ROM, that's it. But now, future generations or more modern generations like PS3 era and up, there's more complications, because now we got to deal with finding ways to back up, save, and upload ROMs from digital versions. There's also the problem of online games and games with what's the term I'm looking for? Like shareable level. Oh, user generated content where levels and stuff like that could be shared. There's also the problem of updates for games like Fortnite and stuff like that. And I know a lot of this seems like yappage, and a lot of this seems like I'm going off the point of talking about Halo being on PlayStation, but like my main point is saying that in previous generations, selling games that were exclusive to your platform was big business. Either that or timed exclusives, because you have deals with developers. So seeing something like this, like, I just really wanted to give you the understanding and the idea of how crazy this is. Because like Halo was the Xbox game. Like, console sellers was a real concept. PS4 generation and back. You know how many people brought a PlayStation 2 for not Call of Duty. Well, PS4, that Call of Duty, yes, for sure. But you know how many people brought a PS2 just to be able to play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas? You know how many people brought a PlayStation 3 just to play, brought a PlayStation 4 just to play Grand Theft Auto? You know how many people brought an N64 just to play Mario 64? You know how many people brought an Xbox just to play Halo, Xbox 360 just to play Gears of War 1 through and or 3? Console sellers used to be a real thing. Now you don't really hear that anymore. So for Halo to go from this franchise that everybody just loves because it was such a revolutionary franchise to go to, throw it on PlayStation, let the ops have it, we don't give a fuck, and potentially crossplay. This is wild to see. Like, I remember it used to be a joke where ignorant parents would go into GameStop and say, can I get Mario on my Xbox? Can I get Halo on my PlayStation? That's about to be reality. Let's get to reading though. Microsoft is seemingly ready to launch its flagship Xbox video game series, Halo, on reveal platforms for the first time, including PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch successor. Leaker Nate the Hate, who this week reported that allegedly Nintendo's supposed to do a reveal Thursday. I saw that, but I don't give a fuck. Also reported in a separate podcast that Microsoft will finally bring Halo to PlayStation in the form of a PlayStation 5 port of Halo the Master Chief Collection. Again, most important question, will there be crossplay? Because if not, nobody cares. As well as a release on the Switch 2. Microsoft declined to comment when contacted by IGN. While Microsoft's multi-platform video game strategy is well documented at this stage, just to explain in short what they're talking about, basically Microsoft has this new campaign they're doing where they're saying everything is an Xbox, meaning you can play Xbox games on your computer, you can play it on your phone, you can play it on your smart TV, as long as you download their Xbox app. You don't have to pay $500 for their console. Their idea is supposed to be any piece of technology you have in your crib, you could probably play Xbox games on it and play online through the Xbox services, play Game Pass and whatnot through that. Halo was seen as the final frontier. However, perhaps the famous FPS flight from Xbox shouldn't come as a surprise. Last year, Microsoft's gaming chief Phil Spencer said there was no red lines in the first-party lineup when it comes to going multi-platform. That is true. He did say that. So for those of y'all not know what he means, certain games legally cannot be distributed in certain ways. So, for example, with Sunset Overdrive, the developers for Sunset Overdrive own the rights to the IP, but Microsoft owns the distribution rights, meaning a new Sunset Overdrive game can be made, but once they finish making it, Microsoft gets to determine where the game is sold if a new Sunset Overdrive game is ever made. And for some of y'all who are on the younger side, sadly y'all may not know what Sunset Overdrive is, but that game is a really good game that even holds up to this day. And I never initially beat it, but that's because when I played it, I was a jittery, but it was legit a console seller at the time. Console selling Xbox game, because it was really freaking good, but it sold poorly because majority of the people who played and brought Sunset Overdrive were people who were there day one to buy an Xbox. So yeah, that's an example of what he means by red lines. There's nothing preventing them legally from putting Halo or Gears of War on PlayStation, and that included Halo. Speaking of Bloomberg, Spencer said every Xbox game is up for grabs when it comes to making the multi-platform jump. I do not see any sort of red lines, blah blah blah. Microsoft has so far used older games released over a year ago for its multi-platform push. Indiana Jones is the latest first-party Xbox game to make the jump to a rival console. Is Indiana Jones on PlayStation? Let's see. Indiana Jones game platform. Oh, it is on PS5. I didn't even know that. I just thought it was on PC and Xbox. When the fuck did they put it on PS5? That's actually surprising, not gonna lie, that they put it on Xbox this fast. Because for those of y'all watching this in the future or watching this a little bit later, this game released December. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised that this game released in December and less than a month later, they got it on PlayStation. And then they're listing other games. Spencer said Xbox multi-platform push is about bringing more money. Yeah. So if you were curious as to why the fuck they would ever do that, the answer is money, by the way, because they make more money putting Xbox games on every platform and just letting people pay for it and buy it wherever they have it than keeping it on their platform. That's true. The first thing it says in the next paragraph that about what he said in August is run a business. So this is what I mean when sometimes I say it is just business and it's not people being evil. Some people use we're a business to justify fuck shit, but this isn't really fuck shit unless you're one of them loser ass niggas still fighting the console wars. Xbox is better, PlayStation is better, Nintendo is better. Nigga, if you don't shut your ass up and build a fucking PC and get all three. Allegedly, I'll get all three. Anyway, cause like another thing that I've always said is like, unless you're a content creator that makes money off of like reviewing games and creating content on games, you don't need to be there day one for 99% of games. You don't need a damn PlayStation. Build yourself a good computer, run them games off your PC, wait that 1 year for that game to drop on PC. simple. So I look at this. How can we make our games as strong as possible? Our platform continues to grow on console, on PC, and on cloud. It's just going to be a strategy that works for us. And then last year, Peter Moore told Igan, look, if Microsoft says, wait, we're doing $250 million on our own platforms, but if we took Halo as, let's call it, a third party, we could do $1 billion. I like money. Let's call, I mean, if you just gotta go, yeah, should it be kept? It's a piece of intellectual property. It's bigger than just a game. That's fair. For Halo, that's fair. How do you leverage that? Those are the conversations that always happen with how do you leverage it in everything that we would do. It's had its ups and downs. It's had its ups and very, 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 very steep. Flop for flop. Excuse me. I coughed while I was saying that. 343 flop for flop, aka now Halo Studios. Ups and downs, and we're still in the downs, but look, Xbox wouldn't be what Xbox is without Halo. But yeah, I'm sure those conversations are happening. Whether they come to fruition, they're definitely happening though, I'm sure. Microsoft does face a potential backlash from hardcore Xbox fans. Here's how Xbox feels when it comes to hardcore Xbox fans. They do not give a flying fuck what Xbox core fans think, for the simple fact that I haven't pulled the data and the numbers up on this stream. So this one's gonna be a throw my hands in the air, trust me bro situation. But like, people who play games on Xbox aren't really gamers. Most of the people, and when I say that, I don't mean they're not gamers as in they're not like people who play video games. I mean most of the people I know that have an Xbox, they just use it as a Netflix Madden dual booting device. They use it to watch Netflix 4K that isn't even in 4K, and then after they finish doing that, they go watch some YouTube tutorials on what's the best way to increase your card Madden pack openings. Then they go play Madden, they go play FIFA, they go play Roblox. Like, I don't know anybody who like the few people I do know that have an Xbox, they're not sitting up there using it to play Xbox exclusives because there aren't any. So niggas who play an Xbox don't buy games. People who are gaming enthusiasts typically have either a PC, a Switch, or a PlayStation. And even a good portion of the people who play on PlayStation, they use it as a big ass Netflix machine. So again, I'm gonna say this. People who play games on Xbox, like on an actual Xbox, tend not to give a fuck about playing games on Xbox. They really give a fuck about having a console sitting on their nightstand or on their TV stand, their entertainment center, and to be able to point to it and say, yeah, I got an Xbox. Yeah, my brand loyalty to Xbox is very high. Yeah. But really, they just like saying they have an Xbox. That's it. I don't nobody give a fuck about what they think. They don't buy games. They just like saying, yeah, if I do ever want to buy the game, here's the console to play it on. Yeah. The question would be ultimately, is that reaction enough not to make a fundamental business decision for the future of not only Microsoft's business, but gaming in itself? Moore said, those hardcore are getting smaller in size and older in age. Finally, a fucking somebody in media, even though this person is directly connected to gaming, that isn't just one of these people sitting up here, gaming is only for people 16 to 5 years old. Yeah. Like, no, bruh. That's the people you see playing games. But the people that actually support the games industry, the people that actually put the money, the funding into games industry that keeps it alive, the majority of that $60 bajillion isn't just like a lot of people see that Fortnite makes 100 million, quintillion, $billion every damn day selling skins and being like making money off of kids going, mommy, can I get $19 Fortnite card every day and every night? Like, yeah, I'm not saying that's something that doesn't happen, but the majority of people who, what you call it? The majority of people who are like putting money into it are over 30. The majority of people who are specifically enthusiasts for video games and gaming are over 30. The people who are playing stuff besides Call of Duty, the people who are playing stuff besides Madden are over 30. We've been over this 100 times. The short version for those of y'all who haven't been there, most of the people who play games for a social experience. They don't hop on Fortnite because they just love battle royales. No. If I'm 15, 16, I come home from school, do my homework, chores, whatever the fuck, and I want to relax and chill with my friends, and my friends are not sitting next to me, and I got 4 friends on Fortnite, what you think I'ma do? Me and all my friends in a crib, and our own crib, and our parents' crib, whatever, and I see notification. 1 friend is on Fortnite, 2 friends, 4 friends, 5 friends is on Fortnite. I'm not gonna look to go play Astrobot. Nigga, I'm gonna boot up Fortnite. I'm not gonna go play Astro's Playroom. I'm gonna boot up Fortnite. So, again, social experience, not because like they genuinely just enjoy it that much. You've got to cater to the generations that are coming through because they're going to drive the business over the next 10 to 20 years. That is a fact. Alou isn't alone in coming to PS5 and Switch 2. Linktr.ee allegedly reported that Microsoft Flight Simulator Microsoft Flight Simulator, nobody cares. Coming to Switch 2. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. That would be freaking crazy. Because Gears of War, I feel like their popularity level outside the Xbox 360 generation of games, I feel like they're in that sweet spot between it's a lot of people are part of the if you know, you know, but it's still if you know, you know. Because if you walk up to the average person on the street, like just a random person, and ask them what is Halo, they'll say, oh, isn't Halo a video game? Or unless they talk about the Beyonce song, but they'll say, what is Halo? They'll be like, oh, Halo's that video game. But if you walk up to the average person and ask them what's Gears of War, unless they know a person who was like a hardcore gamer during that time, they're gonna be like, But if you walk up to any random gamer and ask them what Gears of War is, they will 100% know what Gears of War. So that's what I mean when I say they're right there in between the if you know, you know, and a lot of people are part of the if you know, you know type crowd. This game coming over means they're really leaning in to that, oh yeah, we're putting everything we can on everything we can so that we can make the maximum amount of dollars. That being said though, let's talk about the greatest game of all time. Let's talk about the greatest game to ever exist finally closing down its doors and Avengers 2020ing itself. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has gotten its final major content update. Now, being that this is a live service game, and a lot of these studios want to make live service games, one thing I want to take note of is this. The initial release date for this game was, was it January or February? The fuck? Initial release, let me go to the wiki. Let me go to the wiki because it's saying January and then it's saying February, because I remember February, but let's see. I know, settings, characters, gameplay, reception, re-release. Receive mixed or average reviews. Whatever, we'll just go with January 20th, whatever. Even though right here it says fuck it. Neither one of those dates have happened. But whether it's January 20th or Valentine's Day last year, this game didn't make it. Oh, whoa, what? This game did not make it a full calendar year before it got shut down. This game did not last 365 days. This game did not last 4 different seasons. Within a year, they told them it looks like they're telling them developers, wrap them keyboards up, unplug your mice, and go out that door. Put all that stuff, all them accessories to make your desk look cool. Take all them bitches, put them in a box, go the fuck on. Get on. Go. Get. It looks like they're doing all that less than a year after the game came out. Basically barely a year, but a year after the game came out. This game did not make it 365. You know why? Because the game was bad. I'm somewhat glad that this is happening because we don't need more live service games. We're gonna read the synopsis to see if there's anything more interesting, but that's mostly why I pulled this up to point that out. I'm glad more of these I'm not glad, but at the same time I'm glad that these live service games are falling, because I feel like studios right now have, like I've been said in the past, they seen Fortnite make $1 billion and they just sit there and they stomach start grumbling and they eyes start drooling, hungry for all the potential money they can make. But it's like, dog, stop trying to be a Fortnite. It's not gonna happen. Rocksteady releases the final major content update for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Season 4 Episode 8. Episode 8? Nigga, what? I didn't know they were doing episodes, excuse me. It's now available for everything, and the servers will remain online, but no new content will be developed after this patch today on the 14th of January. When the game was being made, the developers said the game wouldn't be good if they released it the way they did. WB greedy ass told them to release it. WB, I feel like it's very slept on how bad of a year WB had last year, because we were too busy spitting on Ubisoft's corpse, and at the end of the year spitting on Overwatch corpse, while we were laughing at how they were sweating throughout the whole year.